In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the Momofuku milk bar corn cookies. It's a really simple and great tasting cookie out there. I always make this constantly. It's not too sweet and it's just got a really good flavor. What we're going to need is 300 grams of sugar, 225 grams of flour, 45 grams of corn flour, 3 grams of baking powder, 1.5 grams of baking soda, 6 grams of kosher salt, 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, so be sure to leave them out for a couple of hours. Not pictured here is 1 egg. And also we're going to need 65 grams of freeze-dried corn powder. So we're going to make our own corn powder, and all you need is 65 grams of dehydrated corn. I really like this brand of dehydrated corn. You can get it at Whole Foods or even Amazon. I'll have a link of it in the description. So to make the corn powder, we're first going to weigh out 65 grams of dehydrated corn. If you don't have a scale, I really recommend getting a scale for baking. It helps a lot with exact measurement. So we're going to put the dehydrated corn in a blender and just blend it to a fine powder. You want it to be very fine and powdery, so put the blender at the max setting that you can. Now that we have the corn powder, we can start assembling. First, put the butter and sugar in a bowl of stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, a hand mixer works as well. And cream this together at medium-high speed for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once that's done, scrape down the sides and add an egg straight from the fridge, and then beat that at medium-high speed for 7 to 8 minutes. Creaming the butter and sugar is a really important step. It gives the cookies a crunchy on the outside but chewy in the inside texture, so please don't skip this step. And you should use this technique for any other cookie you use. It's an easy thing to do to enhance the cookie. So while the butter, egg, and sugar are creaming, what I like to do is just assemble all the dry ingredients in one bowl. That way when we put the dry ingredients in the butter sugar mixture, it evenly distributes. So let's just mix everything on the side while it's beating. So after 8 minutes, turn off the mixer, scrape down all the sides, and add the dry ingredients to the butter and sugar mixture. You're going to want to turn on the mixer on low speed and barely turn it on, and leave it on for a short time, only 1 minute max. You don't want to overwork the dough, or you're going to develop too much gluten and the cookies will be really tough. Once the dry and wet ingredients are mixed together, turn the mixer off and scrape down the side, and just give it a good mix with a rubber spatula to make sure there's no dry spots around. So now we're going to put the cookies on a sheet pan. So line your sheet pan with parchment paper, that way it's really easy to get the cookies off. And using a 2 3/4 ounce ice cream scoop or a 1/3 cup measurement, put the dough out on the parchment paper. We're not going to bake these just yet, so they can be kind of close together. So once you have all the cookies laid out, pat the tops of the cookie dough so they become flat. Cover the cookies with some plastic wrap or a towel if you want to be environmentally friendly, and stick this in the fridge for at least 1 hour, but I like doing it overnight. That way I can just go to sleep and then wake up and make cookies. Please do not bake these cookies at room temperature. They will just melt. You need to have these chilled. So after these cookies have chilled, set your oven to 350 degrees. While the oven is heating up, place the individual cookies about 4 inches apart from each other. I had 2 sheet pans here, so I was separating them on each. If you only have 1 sheet pan, just set the rest of the cookies in the fridge while these are baking, and then do those later. So once the oven is ready, put the cookies in and bake them for 18 minutes. The cookies will puff a bit, and you'll know when they're ready when the edges are brown but the inside is still a good yellow color. If not, keep giving them 1 more minute until you think they're done. So next you have to cool the cookies completely. You can either do this on a sheet pan or you can transfer it to a wire rack. I like doing on the wire rack because I think it makes the bottom a little crispy, but if you can't do that, it's fine. So once they're cooled completely, enjoy. These cookies are really great with a glass of milk. I just like having these in a bag and munching on them whenever I want a good cookie. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I'm trying to make more of these and also do more cookbook reviews. If you guys have any cookbooks you'd like me to look at, please leave a comment below. I'm also planning on doing a lot more reviews soon. So if you want me to read a cookbook, or if there's a book you want me to try a recipe from, just feel free to comment and like this video. Thanks.